Kansas basketball has landed its first commitment of the offseason. The Jayhawks got on the board in their transfer portal class, landing Florida transfer Riley Kugel. He's someone that is going to come into Kansas and bring a lot of talent. You look at the start of this past season, and Kugel is actually showing up on NBA mock draft boards as a late first round pick. And the season didn't quite go as he would have hoped. He started the season cold shooting the ball, ended up losing his starting spot at Florida, and then came off the bench and still produced throughout the course of SEC play, but then entered the transfer portal and has now committed to Kansas over other opportunities from programs in his top four, such as Arizona, Houston, and UConn. And as we'll dive into here with the video provided by College Basketball Scouting, a great YouTube channel, which you should definitely check out if you're looking to look at some tape of transfers. But look, first and foremost, he's the type of guy that can come in and really help this KU team. He's going to provide size and athleticism. And that is something that Bill Self has talked about in the past of wanting more of. And he can provide that. You look at his ability off the bounce. He's a great slasher, a great cutter. And you think about his fit at Kansas, where you've got really good passing players, right? Juwan Harris is a great passer. Hunter Dickinson is a great passer. And KJ Adams is a great passer too. And so you look at what Kugel does, and he can offer Kansas a lot, right? He's got the athleticism to get up there and dunk and finish around the rim. He will have to improve on layups. He shot 52% at the rim, according to hoopmath.com this past season, and he's about 52% for his 2-year career in college. So he'll have to improve there. But in terms of the actual fit offensively, right, the slashing ability, the athleticism, that stuff pops off, and he's going to be able to help Kansas there. The big question mark is going to be three-point shooting. You look at his numbers from this past season, and at face value, it's not super attractive. 31% from three over the course of the season. But if you break up the numbers a little bit, there is some differences. So if you look at the first half of the season when he was starting and struggling, he was shooting about 25% from three on just under 5 attempts per game. And then when he started coming off the bench, his role changed and he started to shoot 37.7% in SEC play. And that was on about 2.5 threes per game. So you're talking about half as many 3-point attempts for him in that role. And if KU is able to get him to play in that version, right, where it's playing within the offense, you're not going and hunting 3-point shots, staying within yourself, then yeah, I think it's the type of person that really can help space the floor for KU, but he's going to have to buy into that role offensively because, again, the numbers showed it. The higher attempts, lower efficiency. The lower attempts, higher efficiency. Picking the spots is going to be so crucial. And we know that Kansas needs shooting this offseason to really supplement a lineup that could have Juwan Harris, KJ Adams, and Hunter Dickinson. So from that perspective, right, that's going to be fascinating to see it play out in real time next season. But Kugel offensively, right, think about it. Athleticism, he's going to help KU in transition. He's going to help KU with off-ball movement offensively. Think about him, and if Johnny Furphy returns, that's a really good wing combination. And there's also a chance here that, Kugel could come off the bench. KU can still go out and add more players in the portal, and they're going to have spots to do so. And in that world, I think this is a home run edition. If you're talking about Kugel being a guy that, can come off the bench and still play 25 minutes, there's no reason to say he won't finish games for Kansas if he doesn't start. So that's one thing to really think about here too, is the potential of, KU's going to add multiple guards from the transfer portal. Not all of them are going to be able to start. Who are the ones that can come off the bench? And I'll be fascinated to see how that plays out. But with Kugel, then you look defensively, and he's got the size and that, again, that athletic pop to be able to fit into KU's scheme, right? He can slide, he can switch, he can probably guard, I'd guess probably 1 through 3. Maybe if it's a small 4, then maybe he can guard that as well. But he's going to offer KU a ton of versatility. He's a high upside player. And if he's able to figure it out, he's still someone that can shoot up NBA draft boards. This time last year, or maybe a little later, he was a guy that was showing up as a potential first-round pick. And so I think this is the type of high ceiling addition that if Kansas is able to get the potential out of someone like Riley Kugel, this could really, really work out well for Kansas. And it's going to come down to the coaching staff's ability to develop him within the program and get that potential out of him, because you can see it on the clips. if you go and watch the full games, you could see the flashes of it, and it's just going to be about getting that out of him. He's got 2 years left of eligibility, so that's also an added bonus here. This isn't a one and done type of player. So if things go okay in his first year, there's a chance then KU's going to get 2 years out of him, and you'll get a senior season. So I think overall, it's a good start for Kansas this offseason. This won't be the only transfer addition of the offseason. So it's about building out a strong portal class. And I think this has the potential of being a solid addition for Kansas, especially if he is able to reach his potential and reach that ceiling. Then this becomes a home run. But that's not a guarantee like it was with someone like Hunter Dickinson last year, and you know what you're getting in that addition, or Kevin McCullough the year before. So this is going to be really interesting to watch it play out this next season because he's got the talent. There's no doubting that. It's just going to be about, can Kansas squeeze out that potential? So that's what we got. Obviously, plenty more going on the transfer portal front for Kansas right now. Make sure you're checking out the VIP board on fog.net. We're posting plenty of updates on visitors. Kansas will have a transfer visitor on campus this week before the dead period. So make sure you're checking out all sorts of updates there. If you are checking this out before Monday night, you can still take advantage of our 50% off VIP sale. You can join VIP for less than $5 a month for the next year. It's a good sale. Take advantage of it. You get all sorts of Kansas basketball recruiting info, football recruiting, team intel, all sorts of great stuff. So as always, make sure you're staying tuned to fog.net for all sorts of Kansas coverage.